What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today, ETH It is the 12th day of April, and here we are sitting at about $2,180. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. Let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about the price action here. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, I mean, really just first off on the daily time frame, we can see for a Sunday, this is actually a pretty aggressive drop. We're down 4.5% on the day, dropping from our highs of $2,300, coming down. I do believe that we still have more growth to go, and I do believe that we will interact with these areas of prior support either by the end of April or sometime in May, and maybe even in June. But from here, it looks like we are taking the red elevator down. We moved down here with really not a whole lot of volume. There was one decent spike, and we're getting a little bit of volume picking up here now. I wouldn't expect, and I don't expect from here, that we will go below these lows, but we absolutely can come down around this area, find support there, and then likely we will move back up. I do believe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be some bullish recovery days, and we likely do see some growth, not just in Ethereum, but the rest of the markets as well. People are probably going to overreact to this stuff. Seems like people are already misunderstanding what's going on with this guy. I like the Wolf of Wall Street. I think he means well. I think he has a good heart. I just don't think that I think he lets his bias get in the way of seeing things for what they are. But that's just my opinion. Smart individual, though. Yeah, with this post that's going around, I'm sure everybody's aware of it by now. If not, good morning. You've probably just woken up. Yeah, this is likely what's causing people to panic sell as the price is already dropping, but there's really not a whole lot of volume in response to that. So I do believe that this dropping right here, this little excess of dropping right here, will be relieved. We will be seeing higher prices come in over the coming days. Maybe today we close down here. Maybe by the end of the day we're moving back up. Who knows? But I do think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be good days, and next week might even be a green week overall. I wouldn't be surprised, looking at this here on the daily time frame, I wouldn't be surprised if we did have a more kind of momentary high from which, we come down, we find support at a lower level, we kind of retrace this move, and then we set ourselves up to break out at a later date, maybe later this month or sometime in May. But I do inevitably believe that we will break out. If we look at this here on the 1 hour time frame, the RSI is bearish, the stochastics are bearish, we have bullish divergence on the MACD, and that's about the only good thing going for us. That and prior areas of support and resistance, potentially finding support here, makes sense to me. So we probably do that at some point. Just because it makes sense doesn't mean it has to happen, though. We do plenty of things that don't make sense all the time. I would imagine a lot of people who think they know what they're doing, they're looking at the Ethereum chart and they're probably saying, we have this little trend line here. If this trend line breaks, all hell's going to break loose. And we don't even have to go that much lower to break this trend line. We move sideways, we go a little bit lower here. As soon as we're below that trend line, that might be the best time to buy. Or, I mean, perhaps we bounce from here, but I really wouldn't be surprised if we went a little bit lower. $2,180 now. I'm skeptical of seeing prices below $2,150. We could go just below this low, but I do think we'll hold these prior points of resistance, these prior points of support. I do think we'll hold that as support and move up, probably getting just below this trend line, freaking people out, and then we'll move higher. Again, this drop is happening with very minimal volume overall. On Friday, we closed, the day around here. We closed the day up here. Now we're down, so there will be a gap on the CME futures for Ethereum, a gap down. I believe there's CME futures for Ethereum, aren't there? Let's see. ETH futures. I'm fairly positive there are, if it loads. I don't even need to check. I'm actually very positive that there are Ethereum futures, but wouldn't that be silly? Yeah, ETH futures. We're going to have a gap down if we close here or lower by the end of this week, so that'll give us incentive to move up going into the beginning of next week. Looking at the RSI on the 4 hour time frame, we're at the same areas we've been finding support this whole entire month of April. Literally since the 1st of April, we've been right here around the 40 to 35 finding support in the RSI, and we're there now. We have lower lows in the RSI while prevailing with basically tit for tat lows here. That is hidden bullish divergence, getting overbought consistently, not getting oversold. We're in a bullish environment, and every time in this bullish environment that we've been here in the RSI, it's been a good time to go long. It's been a good time to buy. Pair that with everything that we've said so far, including the CME gap to the upside. I really do believe that we'll recover from here. Stochastics have reset themselves, and the MACD is bullish overall. Even though we're cross-red, it is bullish overall. So I'm not seeing any points of concern here, especially with the lack of volume. I'm really not seeing any points of concern. I'm actually curious. Let's just see if we're looking at ETH here over the last 90 days. A lot of longs over the last 90 days. What about the last week? Oh wow, we still have a lot of longs over the last week. Maybe we do go lower. Maybe I was thinking that we don't go below 2150, but maybe we go below 2100. A lot of these, I've come to find on CoinGlass especially, that these are kind of like spoofed positions. It's when I say that, what I mean is they put them there as like bait. So people like us who think we know what we're doing, oh, there's a lot of longs. That means I should go short until these longs are cleared out. Those are there to just like entice the dumb money to do that based off of that. And that especially is true. That is especially something you need to be observant of in low volume environments, which it's the weekend. We are absolutely in low volume environments, you guys. And throughout this whole time, we're in pretty low volume environments too. Daily time frame, the RSI, it's shaping up. It looks more bullish than it has, especially in the beginning of this year. We're not long for this upside. I think that we have a little bit more climbing to do, but I mean, who knows? Maybe if we were to go, if we went below 2120, right? Let's see, 30-day time frame. Maybe we do go below 2120. Clear out all of those longs. I mean, maybe that's exactly what happens. If we go below 2120, we could still have a higher low here. We go right below that trend line and then find support, and then we're moving up. Maybe we do. Let's actually entertain this thought real quick, just in essence of the longs to shorts. I mean, imagine I had the wrong trend line drawn, and maybe it's this trend line that we should be respecting. Right? I was drawing it from these 2 points. Maybe I should have drawn it from this point back here. Something like this. Let's see if we can get this a little bit better. Something like that. Imagine we drop below that trend line. From a low here to a high here, your golden ratio is just below that line, 2120 to 2051. Yeah, I mean, we could. Maybe we don't hold this area as support and this area for support here. I don't know. I could see it happening. I guess I'm taking more of a bearish stance. There's just a lack of volume here. So again, with that gap, I wouldn't be surprised we bounce here. We probably come up to fill the gap. But maybe over the coming week or weeks, I would bet over this next week we do work our way down here. Cool. So I stand by it. We'll likely move up a little bit, probably back up to this $2,200, $2,300 zone. Let's say $2,250 to $2,300 zone. Find resistance and start our descent down to 2080 to 2051, where we will find support and likely prevail going higher. If not, maybe we do have lower to go, but we can always go from there. I do expect that we'll see lower prices over this coming week. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. All right, looking at this on the daily time frame, the MACD looks bullish here. It looks bullish, but you could be finding resistance as well. The RSI is bullish overall, but double topping at the overbought zone is not a good thing. Stochastic's coming out. Yeah, I bet we do. Again, inevitably, I think we're postured in a bullish fashion here. I do think that we have more to go inevitably to the upside. But right now, we might be taking a little breaky poo. We've been moving sideways into the upside. We just moved up. Let's move down. We'll get a higher low, and then we'll move up. I doubt that we move below $2,000. But I am starting to think we might go just below $2,100. So I redact my previous claim that we'll hold this area as support. I think we will go below $2,150. I think we'll probably even go just below $2,100 itself. I don't have anything else to say. I do expect from that area, sub 2,100, above 2,000, somewhere in here, I do believe that we will prevail and that we will come up and see higher highs. But just because we see higher highs from here doesn't mean we're off to the races. We could still kind of configure ourselves going into the end of the month, and then maybe it's May that we break out. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. If Ethereum's chilling, most altcoins will probably chill as well. If Ethereum's moving down this coming week, which is what I have forecasted, then altcoins will probably move down this coming week as well, at least on average. Not all of them, but on average. Take care. See you on the next one.